What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae the First. We back again with another video, man. You guys already know we do that Tokyo Revengers every Tuesdays, man. Last chapter, that boy Taiju gave Takemichy a little pep talk. He like, hey, man, you the leader, my boy. I joined this crew, you know what I'm saying, about the fight. But hey, my guy, you gotta defeat Mikey, you know, one-on-one. You the leaders. Both of you are the leaders. You gotta fight him. And I like it because when you go back to like the Black Dragons arc, we seen that Takemichy stood up against Taiju and he actually like punched the shit out of him. He knocked him out for a second, from what I remember. He punched the shit out of him though. You know, he really dazed him. That's what I'll say. He really dazed him. And but he also got hit by Mikey and got knocked out too. So, but he knows how both punches feel. You feel me? And he thinks like, okay, yeah, Takemichy, he might be a contender, you know what I'm saying? He might be like that for real. He might got hands for real, which we kind of have seen that he truthfully does have hands. And, you know, gave him the pep talk. Now Takemichy's about to fight Mikey pretty soon. And now Taiju's about to go against Benkei and Wakaza right now. So it's going to be a 2-on-1. The Black Dragons Legends versus the Black Dragons Demon. So we'll see what happens there. I expect Taiju to win in the end. But, we'll see, you know what I'm saying? Because these are two grown-ass men, you know, to be honest. They literally like 27, 28 years old. So I'm like, y'all fighting against high schoolers and shit. I mean, hey. But we'll see what happens, man. Let's get into this next chapter. Chapter, was it 260? Yeah, 260. Let's get into it, though. Tokyo Revengers. All right. Squaring off against, that's the title of the chapter. I always never liked the titles of any Tokyo Revengers chapter. That's kind of wild to me. Like, all of the titles are not... I don't know if it's just like a translation issue, like maybe, you know, the author, you know, Ken Wakui, he wants to like, I don't know, maybe he means it in a different way, but it's not really translated correctly. I don't know, but I never liked the title, so that's one thing I'll say. The boy said, "Ura, you doing ura, ura, ura." Okay, he punched the shit out of Taiju, makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Bet. You think you're a hot shot? Okay, they obviously jumping him. But he gonna tough it out, obviously. You know what I'm saying? They are jumping him, though. They're the legendary duo after all. Taiju Kun's getting beat up in a one-sided fight. I've got to help him. Don't step in, Hanagaki. Leave this to me and be Mikey's hero. And now this is what I mean, and I know a lot of people say the same thing, you know, like the dialogue in the series, and I kind of, and it's kind of the same way how I feel about the title. You know, I was talking about just a second ago about how like all the titles, I never liked none of the titles of Tokyo Revenger chapters, but see, my problems with the dialogue, sometimes it's a little corny, and sometimes certain things that are said by people it doesn't fit that character. Like, why would Taiju say something like that? Be Mikey's hero. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't really have a very close relationship to anybody in Toman, per se, for him to, like, kind of know about this and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll make sense for, like, Shifu to say some shit like that. Because, obviously, he knows everything. You know, he's Takemichi's closest friend at this point. He knows everything, right? But for Taiju to say, leave this to me and be Mikey's hero is kind of like... You know, like, I can understand taking down Mikey because Taiju's not really supposed to, and even if he did know that they ultimately wanted to save him, it doesn't make sense for him to say that per se. Like, then again, though, actually, no, I might take that back. Maybe, because this whole thing is to really, because they know that that's their boy, so I think it's one of those obvious things. Maybe I'll take that back. Maybe it is one of those obvious things where it's like, that was literally what the mission was, like stop Mikey and like, you know, get through to him. And obviously he joins Toman, so he's a part of the team, you know, and the gang and whatnot. And plus knowing Taiju, Takemichi kind of saved him as well. You feel me? Like he essentially is like a hero because he really went like just seeing what Takemichi was saying and how he was persevering against him and about the whole family thing and all that. Like, I can understand now. On the surface level, it seemed kind of corny to me and kind of out of nowhere and random. But now that I think about it, it does kind of make sense, you know. But it is what it is. It's not that bad as I thought, you know what I'm saying. I still got some issues, but when you really think about it, yeah, okay. I'll go past it, though. I'll go past it. I won't let these bastards get in my way. Are you seeing this, Coco? Taiju's being punished. Well, wait, it's being pushed back. That is interesting too. Like, I mean, I get that you guys are a duo. That was y'all thing. But y'all are grown ass man going against people that are like 10 years younger than y'all. Y'all really think y'all have to be a duo? You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, there's certain things in Tokyo Revengers just kind of like. I mean, I don't know how different the culture is. Like, when it comes to gangs and shit in other places. I mean, it is like that here though. I ain't gonna lie. People do jump here too. They do. I'm not gonna lie, they do. But against like high schoolers, like I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that part. But hey. It is what it is. Taiju, be careful. They're the ones the two of us couldn't beat. Damn it. Can't even Taiju beat them? Or, let's do that, Binky. What is that? What are y'all doing? What the fuck? Y'all got stances and shit. What y'all about to do? Just bum rush them? Okay, look like Senju got up. They're going to use downhill rush. Senju. I've only seen it happen in the dojo. Waka stops him and Binky finishes him off. It's their special deadly combo. They did it on dojo mats so the other guy didn't die. Waka, what the fuck? What they about to do? Power driver him or some shit? Cause they talking about they did it on a mat so the dude didn't die. So like I'm assuming it has to do something with falling on your goddamn neck or some shit. You know what I'm saying? On his goddamn head. You don't need to take it that far. You guys already have the upper hand. You will kill him. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, y'all want to kill this man? Like, what the fuck? When he stops both of them, go that far. No way. You can't even do that anymore, right? You had quite the run and in with my cat and dog duo, didn't you? Left you all worn out. I like that. I like that. He's saying, like, I just realized the panel down there really dog, cat. I like that though. He's acknowledging his boys, the ones that was like under him when he was the leader of the Black Dragons. Like, you know, they really, hey, they did their thing. You know, they ultimately got their ass whooped, but they did their thing when it comes to stamina and all that shit. It's over legendary duo. So he just basically just one shot something to the goddamn ground. Goddamn, that like. But this is the problem with this arc. And now I'm starting to, like, I always go back and forth every week because there'll be some chapters I really fuck with, and then there's others that make me realize the things that I kind of very much disliked in the series. I'm going to always be honest, too, when I like or dislike shit. Why not? But this series, and that was a dope panel, though, seeing, like, how he did that to their head on the goddamn gravel, which is crazy. But, like... sometimes certain stuff is so random to me that it's like I just don't get it. Like I don't get why. Like we still don't know why Wakaza and Benkei had joined Bonten, like or Bonten or Kanto Manji at this time. It wasn't necessarily Bonten yet, but Kanto Manji gang. I don't know why they joined in the first place. I don't understand. I mean, I guess they probably think that Mikey, like, he's like that for real, and that's our boy's little brother. But it was kind of so sudden that, like, because they were cool people, right? And then all of a sudden they just, I don't know, like, I don't know what Ken-san is doing when it comes to the writing, but it is getting seriously sloppy. And I know a lot of people called it back in the Three Deities arc. Back then, I didn't really necessarily see how sloppy it was, per se. I just thought that it was a little, it was just a lot of craziness that was going on, but I wouldn't say it was like sloppy in a bad way. It was just like, it was a lot going on. But now I'm really starting to see it, especially in this arc. If this being the final arc, I don't see why some of these conclusions are the way that it is, like him one-shotting them. I don't see why, you know, they chose to go to this gang, some of the dialogue, and it's a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I just want to get to the Mikey and Takemichi shit and then see where we're going from there, because a lot of stuff before that has not been that great. The best parts of this arc for me is literally between Takemichi and Kakucho. You know, Takemichi realizing, you know what, I don't know why I always thought that I was so weak. When mentally, I mean, he was, but he realized, like, physically, I'm actually like that for real. So I like that part where he's, you know, he understood that. And he was like, you know what, all right, I got hands, let me just go out. And I'm the leader, I got to do what I got to do. And then Kakucho saving them from the train. Like, those are my two favorite moments in this arc. Other than that, there's really been nothing else that I liked as much. I mean, our boys did get W's against the other, like, little generals or commanders, however they call it, I forget. But they did good with that. But, like, other than that, I don't really, like, care that much about this arc. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I can understand why for Takemichi's sake, but when it comes to every character in the series, it's kind of, like, I don't know. You can't really do much else for anybody else. And that's probably why it feels kind of bland and dragged on, because nobody else is benefiting from this extra, arc or this whole last act other than Takemichi, and I guess Mikey to some degree, but we still haven't even really gotten much of what we want from him yet either. So really, it's just Takemichi, honestly. But yeah. But they're knocked out. Now Hanagaki, it's your turn. Okay, Takemichi put up on Mikey. Come on down, Sano Manjiro. Takemichi Hanagaki versus Manjiro Sano. Should be interesting. So it all comes down to this. The final battle of destiny between Takemichi and Mikey begins. We'll see how this works. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how this do. I expect some really hype moments in this fight. You know, the typical Takemichi looking beat up, but still going ham, still doing this thing. But it's like, at this point, I don't even know what I want from this series. That's how, how much it has regressed. And I've seen people talk shit about it a while, but like, and for me, I always liked it. It was getting mid though. I will say that. Like, this whole final act has been like a 6 out of 10 for me. There's been some highs, but there's been a lot of lows and mediocrity and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but we'll see exactly how everything unfolds, especially between these two. And I just don't want it to be like a happy ending per se, like where Mikey just rejoins. Like, that would be like, this whole manga, I would really like, wow. Like, there really hasn't been a manga that I've read, like shonen recently, that like really let me down in the end. There's not been not one. And if it has, it was more so like, I guess 7 Deadly Sins was like that. Black Clover was kind of like that too. Yeah, because I dropped Black Clover as well. So yeah, so there's been a few, but like, this one's been the most, like, at least on the channel for sure. Like, it's been the one where I'm like, nah, I'm not really rocking with a lot of stuff in it right now. And like I said, there's 1 week where I do it and the next week I don't. That's just how it is, to be honest. It's like, I understand it's a shonen series, so like the dialogue is not supposed to be complex. It's very juvenile. I get that part. So I can't really complain about that. And even though I have been complaining about it, I can't really complain about it that much. Anyway, I don't know. I understand it's a shonen series, right? So obviously the dialogue is going to be quite juvenile to some degree, right? I understand that, but like, I don't know. It is what it is though, like, I don't know. The series is not bad at all. I'm not saying it's bad, but right now it is dropped. Like, I had this series like potentially being in my top 10 of all time for shonen. It had potential to be in my top 10 of all time in shonen, but because like the Black Dragons arc, I love that arc. That was great, especially for Takemichi's character. Then we got introduced to Taiju and Yuzuha, some new characters. That was really cool. Tenjiku arc was a really great fighting arc. Takemichi got his moment, him and Kisaki and all that stuff. And then we came to this final act, and it hasn't been nothing above a goddamn 7 ever. And a lot of people wouldn't even say it even touched a 7 ever. But for me, it's never gotten higher than a 7. That's all I can say from me. But it is what it is, man. I just hope that everything ends at least satisfying for myself. You feel me? Because as of now, it's not been that satisfying reading it. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, man, just let me know down below how you guys felt about this arc right now, this chapter. Any predictions for the next chapter or chapters? My reaction, you know what I'm saying? You could do all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll let you guys all have a good one. So please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys all in the next video. Peace.